I'm so happy to be here with. I had three amazing ladies that they're gonna give their testimony, and well, I will start first of all with the first guest, Diana John, that she just joined the company recently, not even a month, or I think a month now, and she already is experiencing some amazing things with our amazing supplementation. And we go and left Diane to start this testimonial call.
Okay, so well, I just joined exactly July 1st, and I received my product. And as soon as I received the product, I went on the trifecta, but I did not go on the arrow. I'm gonna have all the products here because I'm really disappointed in all this. But anyway, I didn't go on the arrow right away, but I went on the trifecta because the reason why I didn't go on the arrow is because I normally cannot take I can't drink caffeine from dark coffee beans, the brown coffee beans. And but I was looking at it and I thought, I'm just going to go ahead. So, but okay, so I got the products probably like 5 days later, right? So probably let's just say the 5th. And then I drove down to, no, because Jan came and gave me samples. So I had been on it, Jan, remember? Where's Jan? Anyway, so I did start it before the 1st. I was on it. When were you here? Oh, anyway, so I had.
I started probably about the 1st.
Yeah, right around the 1st. So I did start that. Let's just say I started the trifecta the 1st. She was kind enough to leave me the samples, and that was another thing. So then I took a trip. I had a trip planned to the Oregon coast. I live in Spokane, Washington, on the east side of Washington State. And I went down to Oregon coast. And one of the things I noticed right off the bat is I was sleeping better. I actually slept 10 hours down there. Now, that's just like unheard of for me. I was astounded with that. And then I noticed I was sleeping really sound all the time, even when I got home. So that was one of the first things that I noticed. And then I love to play pickleball. And I was playing pickleball without the arrow, and I did good. I did a lot. I did well. But then I started taking arrow, and I measured myself because I know the date that I started was the 11th. So I started trifecta on the 1st. On the 11th of July, I started arrow. I'm telling you, all of these are game changers. But arrow for me, I could tell a difference right off the bat playing pickleball. I was moving faster. My mind was clearer. People were actually saying, "Hey, Diane, you're playing really good." And I thought I was good before, right? I was playing better. Let's just say that much. And one of the recent things that I noticed playing pickleball is when I raised my arm straight up to slam the ball, I was having pain right here in my shoulder. Well, that pain is gone. But I was in a very serious injury accident 8 years ago where my neck and my back were fractured. I had 40 staples in my head, brain trauma, all that. And I have experienced a lot of neurological pain and things like that throughout my body, but mainly in my neck and my back. I have not had any of that. In fact, I kept telling people, wow, I don't have any pain. I just don't even feel it. I kept telling my brother that, who lives with me. I'm just astounded. However, one of the biggest things was I measured myself. I measured myself a couple days ago because I was curious. But I measured myself just right before this call. In 23 days, from the 11th, that's when I started taking the arrow. And I like to call it, what I like to say is it's a weight. I am shedding my weight because if it's a weight loss, then it might find me or I might find it. But anyway, I have shed I've shed 12 inches. Now this is unheard of. I mean, and most of it's coming off, that little roll, not little for me, but it was the roll above my belly button and below my belly button. most of it was there. And then I also have, you know, the saddlebags. So, you know, I'm a woman, and but that cortisol stress roll I couldn't get rid of. And I lost some weight. You know, I like to eat within an 8-hour period. But I lost some weight with that and playing pickleball, but this is unheard of. So I also shed 7 pounds. So I got on the scales this morning and I had gained just a few back, but that's okay. I go up and down a little bit, but 7 pounds in 23 days it's just, I'm literally astounded. I just can't even believe it. It's pretty incredible. I'm really, really happy. And plus the pain, I'm reacting better on the court. Oh, another thing is that I used to take naps every afternoon, and almost not every, but almost. And probably because I wasn't sleeping well. I'm sleeping like a log. I'm not taking my naps. I'm playing pickleball better. I've shed the inches where I really wanted to. And so that's my testimony. I'm astounded.
Well, thank you, Diane. I think it's amazing, to hear those stories, and especially when you are brand new, and you're having all that success in 1 month.
Oh,
Yeah, and well, let's go with our second speaker, Jan, the lady that introduced Diane to this amazing opportunity. So go ahead, Jan.
Hi there. Actually, I didn't know I was going to speak, but I certainly will. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can
All
hear
right.
you.
Okay. Well, before we moved down here, which would have been a year ago, January, I had a really bad I had knee pain. I painted our house before we moved, and I stepped off the ladder thinking I was on the first rung and I was on the second rung. So I jammed it. And it didn't bother me as much then, just a little bit. But anyway, it got worse and worse to where I couldn't even sleep. Well, I ended up getting a cortisol shot, which it did relieve it. But I know that you can't do that too many times and it's not good, but it did relieve the pain so I could at least sleep. I just couldn't even sleep at all. So anyway, so that helped. But once I got down here, and I don't really have the dates because I can't remember when Trish and I got together and I ordered the product, but my niece did start hurting again. It wasn't as bad, but there were some times where it felt like it was going to give out, like I wasn't going to hold me, and you twisted it and it hurt. Well, I didn't really think about it, but then I started the trifecta, and it quit hurting. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together, but I know that's what it was because I didn't do anything else. I wasn't taking any extra pain medications, and it has not hurt since. And it was hurting so bad. There's really no reason probably for it to quit hurting other than the trifecta. I mean, it's because it doesn't hurt at all now at all. So I can walk, and I'm not a good runner, but but I can walk and swim and do all those things, and it's not hurting. So that's pretty exciting because I didn't want surgery, and I didn't know, there is a point where the pain hurts so bad that people have surgery, but I didn't, at all costs, I didn't want surgery. So so that was pretty exciting. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you have the testimony. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I
So
know.
thank you for sharing it with us. And then
Yes.
I'm bringing here Veronica Grant. I think usually she gave her testimony long time ago about her daughter Crystal and the situation that she has. But I'm gonna let Veronica Grant to introduce herself and mention what is the condition of her daughter. But I just want to tell you that I'm so excited about Veronica giving this testimony. This is very personally to me because I went to meet Crystal personally, so I saw her in bed. So And then I spoke with her 2 days ago, and she was able to say hi to me by phone. So I was like crying. So I just gonna introduce Veronica, and then she can keep going. Veronica, welcome to the call.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be able to speak about the trifecta that Crystal has been taking. My daughter is 38. She was diagnosed with MS in her second year of college. It didn't start affecting her until maybe her junior, latter part of her senior year. Once the MS start developing on her spine, that's when she started losing her mobility. So at this time, my daughter's 38 and she is totally disabled. So we have a feeding tube. We started taking the trifecta. I think we've been into this about 6 months now.
No,
Let's
I
say
think
about,
like
huh,
no more, like almost 7, 8 months.
yeah. So the things that has changed, the first thing that we noticed was Crystal was able, before she couldn't turn her head. She couldn't turn her head at all. Her head was always straight. Then she was able to turn her head from the left to the right. Uh, then her legs and her arms. Before she, with that spasticity, her arms and her legs and her hand, they're always out, outstretched. And so when you try to lift up her legs, it's like uh, her reaction is to push down. So you're fighting to pull her leg up. It's all like all her body weight. So now when I go to lift up her legs, they just sometimes they just come up just like that. And when you expect it to put all your weight in to lift it up, sometimes it actually pushes me back because now it's so light. Crystal couldn't go to the bathroom on her own. I had to help her, go and do number two. Now she can push it out on her own. Her muscles are now stronger than they were before, as far as her swallowing is concerned. Before it was really, really bad. Now she swallows, and before we're like giving her the breathing treatment, or she'd have to go and her pulmonologist would have to do go in and do surgery, suction the mucus out of her lungs. But now she coughs it up on her own. She coughs it up on her own. So that's amazing. And she can get more words out now. Lately she's been getting a little attitude, but she can get more words out, saying, she can take a breath and say, hi, or I love you, she can get that stuff out. So there's been some great improvements in regards to her taking the trifecta. And, I just can't wait to see what else, takes place with Crystal as we go along and continue to take the medicine. So, my goal is, I don't believe that my daughter is to live her life in that bed. I believe she has a testimony, and she's going to be able to share that testimony with other people who are going through what she similarly went through, so that they can have hope and know that, there is something out there that can help them. So I'm really, really happy with the products. I'm really happy that Coco, shared the information. She shared the information with me, and I think that's the most important thing, is that we share that information with others. We know people that are out there that can use the product, because they have a child or even themselves. Now, I haven't tried is it active?
Yes.
I haven't tried that net yet, but Diane, I'm telling you, I'm liking the words you're saying. I'm juicing, I'm starting to juice. And I'm liking what you're saying about the active. I'm kind of skeptical because people are always talking about something that can help you lose weight, and then you start taking it and you're like, nothing happens. So
Yeah.
you kind of got me kind of curious now about that active.
Just in a month. I mean, that is phenomenal. And the inches,
Okay.
That's what we all want, right? I mean, like
Yes,
some of us don't need that, but I certainly
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, good. I'll have to check in with you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Yeah, and I know also, yeah, I was telling Veronica how you can be taking you how you are not taking the trifecta is you are seeing the things that are going to your daughter, but I know she's gonna do it. Also, something that Veronica you mentioned was I think she was having a very strained arthritis, correct?
Yeah, her hands. Her hands. Yeah, her hands. They're what's that? Philippe is showing something.
Optimum.
Optimum.
Yes.
Yeah, she's taking that. Yeah, she's taking it. I don't know what to say about Crystal's hand. I don't know. She sweats a lot. She's a real heavy sweater. And I don't know, like, if she gets like fungus or something, in her hands. I haven't figured that out, but sometimes they're very sensitive to the touch. And sometimes they're red on the inside. They're really red. So, but everything, she's not opening, it's closed. Everything is closed. So, it with time, I'm sure, we keep doing what we're doing. I know there are going to be other changes, within her, and she's happy. I'm happy, with the changes. So, the doctors didn't believe that, she would be living because she has, well, it's called secondary progressive MS. That's the last stages. So they just figured, they want to make her comfortable because, she's not going to live. But her neurologist and her pulmonologist say, whatever it is you're doing, you keep doing it because it's working. It's really working. So it's always good to have get to hear the good reports, from the doctor. So, and she's not taking any MS medicine. Taking in. I've not given my daughter any MS medicine in maybe like, I don't know, maybe like 7 or 8 years, because all it was doing was covering. It wasn't, it wasn't taking care of the issue. It was like a Band-Aid. They kept putting Band-Aids on it. And people don't die from MS. They die from the symptoms caused by MS. So, it's like, no more. No, I'm not putting any more of those chemicals in my child's body because I don't know what it's doing to her body. So, I'm not doing it. So they was like, okay, well, we don't believe, it's the right thing to do, but, you are her mom, and if you want to do it. And so I just started giving her natural food, just blending it up, and after the feeding tube, because she kept getting aspirating pneumonia. So the food was going down into her lungs instead of into her stomach. So
Yeah, I know. That's amazing. When I first saw Crystal, yeah, she was very hardly breathing,
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of mucus in her lungs.
yeah,
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 I remember that. So it's
yeah. So she's doing really, really, really good. I'm really happy with what's going on. And like I said, I can't wait to see, as we go along, the improvement that's going to be taking place. So
well, and we are very happy that you trust in us and that the supplementation is helping her. And I don't know, I don't know if somebody maybe has a question for any Diane or Veronica or Jen. Maybe
I
they,
definitely have a question, a couple actually. I also live with a couple of people that with some serious health issues. And not that serious though, but praise God that all happened. Oh my goodness. Well, so when you started her on this, what was it, 6 months ago?
I think it's 7 or 8 months ago.
yeah, she's been on it for a while.
8 months. So when you first started her, now I gave a loved one the full trifecta, and it was a little too much. So I backed off, and I'm giving them the genomics and the the genomics and the Optimund every other day, because that's all they can take right now. And then we're going to hopefully right. And they have it on medications, and I know that it cleanses your systems, a system of a lot of things. And so, and then with her, does I'm sorry, I forgot your daughter's name. What was it? Oh, Crystal. So does Crystal eat through a tube, or does she ingest? How does she take her
No,
pills?
she takes through a feeding tube. So I take the pills and open them and put them in the water. and then I pour it through her feeding tube. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And she takes 2 of the Optima, 2 of the, is it Link?
Link.
Link, and she
Link.
takes she was taking 2 of the GMN. What do you call it? GMX. She was taking 2 of those, but now she's just down to 1, and she gets it in the morning and at night. So she takes them both in the morning and at night. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank
And her
you.
body has not. She hasn't had any problems. No
Oh,
kick
good.
out. Her bowel movements. Oh my gosh, her bowel movements are great. I forgot to tell you guys. Before, she didn't belch. My daughter wouldn't belch. Oh, and pass gas, she couldn't do it.
Wow.
And now she belches and she passes gas. You know, some people say, "Ooh," I'd be like, "Yes," you know,
Yeah.
yes, because it's things that the body is supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to do that.
That's right.
But she wasn't. She wasn't doing it at all. You know,
Wow.
she wasn't doing it. At one point, my son said to me, "Mom, she just wants to die." I'm like, "Oh no, no, no!" I said, "She doesn't want to die. She just wants some type of relief. You know, she's fighting to stay alive." I
That's
said,
right.
"You know, she's
Right.
not ready to die." And when
Yeah.
when I let them put the feeding tube in her, you know, and I started giving her food, you know, vegetables and things like that, she just started, you know, life started coming back into her face. Her jaw had sunk in. You know, when people are dying, I don't know if anybody's ever seen someone dying, their jaw goes in, you know, and it was like, oh my gosh, you know, it was just, you know, it's something else as a parent to see that happening with your child. And now her face is just as full and she has such a beautiful smile, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, that's a speak life and praise on that. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I misspoke. I said it was actually links and genomics that we started. So, and you said you're giving Crystal this at night so that her body, because her body does heal at night. So
yeah, she gets it in the morning and she
And
gets it at night.
at
Yeah,
night.
she
Okay,
gets
great.
it in the morning and at night.
And 2 of the Optimin, you said.
Yes, 2 of the Optimum, 2 of the links, and 1 of genomics.
Oh, gotcha. So,
Yeah.
okay, that's what it's
Yeah.
recommended. The recommended dose then. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Anything else? Somebody else? Or we are good? All right. Well, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for enjoying us tonight or this evening. And I really appreciate that. All of you that gave your testimony, because that helped us to strain the power of our products and the faith in our company, you know, and what do we have. And now I'm going to get back to you, Stu or Angie. I don't know who's going to close the call. Maybe it's